Today, I want to talk about the frequency of shame and how shame becomes this invisible cage that we live in and that we constantly are slamming into without understanding why. So many women come with these deep, dark secrets that have been enshrouded with shame, not just for years, but for decades. And not just for decades, but for generations and generations and generations. Because shame is something that moves through the bloodline. So I guarantee if you are experiencing shame around a certain facet of your life, that there's more to the story. We have two options of what we want to do with it. We either weave it out or we keep weaving with it. We keep building on that which has been handed down to us. So shame becomes this invisible cage because we can't see it. We can't sense it until it turns its head in our direction. And we don't understand how we cannot move past this shame. Even if we have the deepest desire to heal it at the root, we still cannot move past it no matter what we have done. No matter the workshops, no matter the mentorship, no matter the retreats, this shame is all encompassing. And I want to give you a puzzle piece as to why. Your shame cannot be undone by you alone. So many of us, we're doing the work, right? We're doing the work. We feel that shame. We feel how it rises up within us, how it makes us red in the face, how it freezes us when we are in momentum, when we are taking action. And then all of a sudden, what we have created thus far, as soon as we run into shame with it, we lose everything that we have built. So this piece, I want you to understand, is a key to unlocking the frequency of shame. What is shame at the most basic level? Feel that your hands get clammy. You start to feel your heart beat faster. You have those rosy cheeks. You start to sweat. Shame equals embarrassment. Shame equals humiliation. We are embarrassed that we are not past this point. And this is what makes shame feel like the worst emotion, yeah? We're humiliated at a soul level in front of others, in front of parts of ourselves, in front of the world at large. What is the medicine that we have to bring when we feel this shame, this humiliation, this, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, rise up within us? The antidote to humiliation is humility. And I want to invite you to breathe into that. The antidote to humiliation is humility. What does it mean to open up your mouth and receive a spoonful of humility medicine when you are deep in the encaged frequency of shame? Humility is about us coming down, 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 closer to the earth than we have been before. Humility is about realizing that even though we think we know, even though we think we know all the answers to all our problems, we don't know very much at all. A lot of what we think we know is simply a hypothesis. So humility, when she comes knocking on your door, she is inviting you to lay down the version of you that is embarrassed, to lay down the version of you that is humiliated, and to accept that you are being asked to come to your knees. Humility is actually one of the greatest qualities of leadership, because if we have leadership without true humility, you know what we have? We have ego. We have unbound ego. And we all know already exactly what that means. Yeah. So when humility comes, she's asking you to soften. When humility comes, she's asking you to hand over that which you wanted so deeply, that which you were clinging to, that which you were trying to control. Humility asks us to rest into what is right now, without trying to get to the next piece, without shoving the failure under the rug, without trying to pretend whatever just happened didn't happen. Humility asks us to be with all of it, fully present, fully aware, and this is the key that unlocks so many doors. When we allow ourselves to feel in the moments where it's like, I'm embarrassed, I just fumbled, and now everyone knows that I'm not perfect. I just tripped over a log, and now I'm flat on my face and everyone's watching. When we give ourselves that moment to just move through it, and it literally can be 30 seconds long, we are in acceptance of what is right now, and that lays the stepping stone from where we go from here. If we try to pretend that nothing's wrong, if we try to pretend that we didn't just fuck up and fail, we miss the opportunity to meet humility on her knees beside us, eye to eye contact, heart to heart wisdom, here on the earth where we belong. Humility takes us off of the perfect pedestal in the sky. Humility takes us out of the placement of we're higher than everyone else, we know more than everyone else, we are designed for this and everyone else is not. It places us back in our humanity, in the most human parts of us, which is actually where we desire to be. When we let the ego take the steering wheel, we let that part of us that thinks it knows what's best for us, it thinks it knows exactly where we're going, exactly how we're going to get there, and exactly where we're going to end up. We miss out on the opportunity to actually love and deeply, deeply appreciate the fact that we are fallible human creatures. The fact that we're mortal, we're imperfect. And in this age where everyone is yapping about how much more enlightened they are, how much more successful they are, we recognize that we're hungry for the humanness more than we are for the perfect performance. So this is to say that whenever you feel shame rise up within you, don't scurry past it. Don't hurry it along, because by doing that, we keep slamming our body up against the invisible cage. And if you haven't noticed by now, your ribs are bruised, babe. It's not working. Humility also offers us a different way of moving about it than trying to get it all done on our own. When we enter into the frequency of humility, we open naturally. We allow ourselves to accept what is organically. And do you know what we do when we get to this place? We see that there are so many beings around us that are here to support us. We see that there is so much help, not just in the seen realm, in the unseen realms as well. And when we get to this place, we remember that we are not masters, but that we are actually children, that we need ways showing, that we need a hand to help us up every now and then. And sometimes we scrape our knee and we're gonna cry. And it feels really, really good to have someone loving us and witnessing us as we learn to wipe our tears. This is what we are so hungry for. This frequency right here. Shame keeps us alone. Shame keeps us trapped in the cage. But as soon as we start opening our hands to the medicine of humility. And not just, taking a quick sip when nobody's looking. Oh my gosh, I just had the dose. Nobody needs to know about it. That's not true humility. True humility is allowing yourself to be spacious here, to take the time you need to stand up again, instead of jumping up to your feet and pretending that the fall never happened, yeah? As we move deeper and deeper into the age of the internet, the online world, social media, and AI, we're gonna see that we are hungry for these moments. We're hungry for the stories of how we fell on our faces and how we got back up again, not quickly, but slowly, softly, with others' hands at our back where they belong. This is the return to the consciousness that actually takes us somewhere, not just to ram into the same steel bars of shame again and again and again. So I invite you to feel, allow your fingertips to move through the fabric of your life. Some of the big chapters that you have walked where you have had to learn this lesson. Maybe some of the moments in the past days or weeks where it has come to the forefront in your life to be acknowledged. Shame is here as a teacher and an ally, not just as this low frequency that nobody wants to be with. Anytime that we are touching in with shame, we're touching in with a very tender part of us that desires to be loved, that desires to be held, listened to, seen, touched in with, beyond just a dusting off, sorting out your clothes so it looks like you got no wrinkles and being sent on your way. Allow the humanness of your experience of this emotion to find you again. And some of the most successful people that I know, some of the most incredible leaders that I have ever met in my life, are the ones that open their mouths and receive this spoonful of humility again, 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 and again. The performance of being a perfect woman is just a mirage. And in the desert of life, where we are thirsty for the truth, we are thirsty for the real aliveness that comes from a human that is connected and completely plugged into the fact that they're a fallible creature. This is what we all yearn for. And for us to experience it enough times to actually embody it, to actually show others this is what it is like to touch in with shame, and through it to meet the medicine of humility. You can taste the difference. You can taste how authentic the experience is. You can taste that this is ancient, that nobody gets to sidestep this. Every single ancestor in your lineage touched in with shame and thus humility if they were wise enough. This is encoded in your blood and bones. So in this perfect world where everyone wants to pretend that shame doesn't exist, that they have no reason to be humiliated, that they don't get embarrassed from time to time being a human on this earth walk, give us a breath of fresh air and be willing to receive the medicine of humility when she comes to knock on your door. I promise you, it's the most refreshing thing. And for you to become skilled in receiving her every single time she arrives on your doorstep, you are setting the tone to be a woman who walks as the kind of leader that we actually desire in this life.